Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today's Friday, December 18th, and we're honored to have with us in studio for the final session of 2015, Terra. You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Terra. What's up, guys? Welcome. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us. So you guys are based in Champaign, Urbana. Does everyone call it both names, or do you just refer to one usually?
Some people call it Urbana Champagne, but that sounds really weird.
Yeah, I think that's wrong, right?
I think that's horribly
that's
wrong.
just not the right thing at all.
Yeah.
And all going to school there, or some of you going to school there? Would you just run it down, maybe?
All of us.
Okay, cool. What are you majoring in separately? Because I know you're not all doing music, right?
Oh, no.
Yeah, you want to say?
Yeah, I'm electrical engineering.
Okay, cool.
I'm psychology.
Nice.
I'm also psych.
Sweet. Classes together?
I don't think we ever did.
We did like once, but then you dropped that class. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
never saw
It
you
was
again.
too hard for me.
Yeah, what class was that?
Do you remember?
I think it was psychology of aging,
Oh.
maybe.
Was it?
I think
no,
so.
I took that one.
Yeah, but
I didn't go to class, but I took that.
Okay, so he
maybe
was
that's what it was.
enrolled.
He didn't drop it. He just
Yeah,
didn't go.
he just was never there. Okay. And you guys?
Creative writing.
Oh, okay, cool.
English secondary education.
Nice.
Violin performance.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so yours is very direct. I'm just curious how like your major informs what you're playing. Obviously, with you, I mean, are you doing a lot of scale work, a lot of studying of the
I study
instrument
classical,
itself? Okay.
So it's a lot of scale work, a lot of technique, and it allows me to apply those things to do what I want outside
Right.
of it.
Okay.
So I learn how to express myself through an instrument that needs to be somehow learned.
Sure.
You can't just pick it up and like bang on it.
Yeah, yeah, right on. Colin, for you, anything about like, your instrument or pedals or things like that because
Yeah.
of electrical engineering?
Yeah, I really like making electronics that pertain to music, so I made a few of the pedals on my board.
Very cool.
Made a few microphones and stuff. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Others, you guys? I mean, it doesn't have to, but I'm just curious if it influences the way you play or anything like that.
I don't know if like psych has really influenced the way that I play, but I've found that the drums are actually a really great therapeutic tool, not only for myself. It's pretty cathartic, but I'm working at a group home for kids now, and one of their
Cool.
classes is music therapy, where they bang on bongos and they let all their feelings out.
Sweet.
It's really great. Yeah.
Yeah, Joey gives us some good group therapy.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Advice or
Mentor,
things
yeah.
like that.
The therapist.
Yeah, therapist to her. What about you? I mean, obviously you're writing lyrics, so that must have some connection there.
Usually when I wrote lyrics in the past, I would just write and sing and play all at once.
Okay.
And never think about the lyrics kind of as their own entity. Okay. But I take a poetry class that's really helped me like look at the images that I'm introducing.
Right.
And one of the best things I've heard is don't introduce a character in a play that you're not going to explain on or that has no purpose.
Okay.
So I feel like the songs that I'm writing for Terra or with Terra right now are a lot more. There's a lot more imagery and a lot more storytelling involved, whereas in the past it would just be like, I'm so sad, my feelings are sad.
Yeah. So this way you're building each song or the record itself having a story that's connected within itself.
Yeah,
more?
exactly. It's more cohesive as a work. So the last one, for example, Lorelei, it's more of a story, like a fictional story,
Sure.
rather than something from my own life details.
Okay, cool. And you?
English has always been kind of something very separate from music, but I've done music my whole life, and that's
Okay.
just something that has always been like the thing that I end up running back to, because I've
Sure.
played piano since I was 5. I did percussion. I almost majored in percussion, and then I was English instead, and I'm going to teach children, but...
Yeah, right on. What about just with speaking or singing? I mean, you're singing in this band. Is there anything that you're learning about speech, or are you more on the like historical side of English or things like that?
No, with teaching, it's definitely a big thing about how to present yourself.
Sure.
And so, because I perform a lot, but in person, in front of kids, I get really freaked out.
Right.
So being on stage more and being in a setting like this is kind of something that's practice for a high-pressure situation.
Got it. Yeah, kids are mean, man, and they throw stuff.
Especially high schoolers.
Yeah, seriously.
Really
And they
mean.
just don't think about what they're saying. They just insult you and then run away, because it doesn't affect them.
Just
Okay,
have to-
cool.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, just tell them that you're a percussion major, and then proceed to teach them, and they'll be quiet.
Yeah, then they'll get it. Yeah, totally. Cool. Thanks again, you guys, for coming out. You can roll into your next one when you're ready.
Keep tripping on my headphone cord.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Terra. Yo, man, I realized that I totally skipped you on the last question. Any insight on what how your major informs your playing or your role in the band?
Honestly, I feel like it doesn't very much. 'Cause
Okay.
psychology involves a lot of critical thinking, and I already think too much about everything else in life.
So in
and this is the
position-
one thing where I can think a little bit less.
Right on.
So I wouldn't say it does very much.
Okay, cool. I like that a lot. So I saw that you referred to the 92s, which you did the split with, as your big brother band somewhere. I'm curious how that comes about or how that relationship was formed in the first place.
Well, they used to be based in Champaign, and we're based in Champaign.
Right
So we'd always see them at shows. They're just really warm guys. They're really nice.
Cool.
And we were always like at the shows, like, "Hey, let's make a split, guys."
Right.
We never did it
With that voice.
With that voice, only with that voice, because that's how we talk in real life. This is our professional.
Yeah.
environment.
This is your stage voice.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think we call them Big Brother because they're older.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
It just
And they're
feels
mostly
comfortable.
guys.
Yeah.
And like they are around a little longer than us.
Sure.
So they've seen more things, and then we kind of follow them along. I feel like Big Brother. So
Yeah.
works
Have
well
Have
together.
you been able to glean, I don't know, knowledge about the industry or how to record better or
Honestly,
things like that
I
from
think
them?
For me, I've learned most about performing because when they perform, it's really fun to watch
Cool.
and really exciting. And also getting to the split, we got to see like kind of their songwriting process
Sure.
and see them like evolve from when like we first heard them in a basement of a college party like a long time ago. So
Very cool.
It's really cool to watch them evolve and have that affect us.
Yeah. Others on that, Colin?
Yeah. Like going in to record the split, I was able to record it, and it was just super cool because like we walked in, we did the morning half of the day. And we like overdubbed our stuff. We spent lots of time doing it. And they walk in the afternoon. They set up their stuff, go for one take. I'm like, that's the take. That's amazing. And they're like, oh, no, I don't really think that's it. They go and do like 3 more takes, and that's the take. They're done recording this. So I think, if anything, I've learned a lot about like having to just be ready to record.
Sure.
Just going into the studio, and then you just knock it out and it's done. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Others, or I don't know, anyone else on that stuff? Do you feel like you're the big brother or big sister band to any other band? I mean, do you have anyone that looks up to you guys, that you guys hang out with a lot, besides them?
Well, Marielle's in a band called Church Booty,
Cool.
and a lot of our friends are in Church Booty.
Probably
So
like
we've
the
been
awkward twin bands.
Okay,
we're
there we
twins.
go.
more like the conjoined
Very
at the
fraternal.
head.
Yeah.
But so we hang out a lot, and they have band members in another band called Feral States that we hang out with a lot, and we all have like little side projects that kind of like
Together.
chain link to the one to the next. So it's pretty fun.
Is that the case with a lot of bands in the Champaign-Urbana area, that there's a lot of that? The word I always use is incestual, which is like a bad word, but that's the only one I can think of. A lot of that linking together?
It is a little bit like that. And it's really fun because there's always someone that you can collaborate with, even if you're not going to be in some permanent project with them.
Sure.
It's just like, oh, hey, like, let's write a song. Let's put out a random single or whatever. And it's just something that's really enjoyable to do. And there's so many cool resources for recording and just writing and general stuff in that area. So it's really fun.
Sweet. Cool. Okay, thanks for sharing. You can roll into your next one when you're ready.
How could I be so selfish with you? How could I think you don't need me to? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Terra. So I have a sister who's in 8th grade, and I talked to her class this morning just over Google Hangout about like being an adult, I guess, having a career. They're having a career cafe. And so I'm curious what you guys wanted to be when you grew up, when you were around that time, and maybe if it's what you're doing or not. Anyone?
We're starting. We have a lot of band
Yeah,
members.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard.
absolutely.
What was the age?
8th grade.
8th grade.
Yeah.
grade.
Yeah, do you want to start?
8th grade. How old are people in 8th grade?
Yeah,
14?
good question. 13. She's 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to be doing this,
Okay, cool.
but I didn't know that I would be playing electric guitar. I thought I'd just be playing piano,
Okay.
and all by myself.
Okay, because that's what you were doing around that
Yeah,
time,
at the
playing piano?
time,
Got
I
it.
was doing that. I didn't learn guitar until high school, but I always wanted to play music ever since I could write a song. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay,
so.
cool. Others? Do you want to go next?
I wanted to be on Broadway.
Okay.
I was very into theater, and I did that constantly.
Okay.
And I was convinced I was going to go and somehow make it there.
Were you like in plays? You did a lot of plays or
since
musicals?
I was like 5 years old, I've been doing theater.
Okay, dancing as well?
Yeah, I did dance, I did acting, singing stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Just your typical theater kid.
Yeah. At what point did you decide you didn't want to do that, or it just was too hard, or something like that?
In high school, it became a lot more focused on instrumental music, so I was doing percussion a lot more.
Yeah.
And so I was never in choir. I did shows occasionally, but I was either on stage or in like the orchestra pit doing stuff.
Yeah.
But that kind of became more the focus.
Sure. Right on. Would you like to go?
I don't really know exactly. Like, I always did violin since I was like 4, and there was a period where I was really into drawing.
Okay.
And I was really into trying to draw graphic novels
Nice.
when I was like 13, I guess.
Okay,
but,
sure.
I guess sophomore year, I kind of decided I was just going to do this in college.
Okay.
So I never really had to like, oh, what if I wanted to be a doctor?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
Thought this would be easiest.
Sure, yeah. Were you doing pencil drawing or pen?
Not pen.
Okay.
It was more like sketching and then trying to finalize and
Right.
doodling. I don't know.
Did you ever put out a graphic novel or ever draw
No,
like any
I had
good
a group
comics?
of friends and we would all make them together and
Cool.
like pass it around. So more of a
So
hobby.
yeah, yeah. Others? Go.
Yeah, I think I wanted to be a game designer.
Okay.
In 6th grade, me and my friend Noah started making video games, and he was super artsy, and I was super geeky.
Yeah.
And so he would draw all the characters like stop motion on the paper, and then I would scan them in and like turn them into a game.
Sweet.
And we didn't really get anywhere. We tried to make a website, and then we didn't know how to put it on the web. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't quite sure. I think like in 8th grade, I actually started going to a different school, and so it was kind of like, I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you ever make a game? I mean, or even now, since then?
Not since then. I think we did make a game. I think we made several, and some of them were pretty mean to people
Okay.
that we knew.
Yeah.
So I won't speak too
So
much
you
on
shouldn't
that topic.
talk about those. Yeah, it makes sense. You guys?
I think it was this.
Okay.
Although I might not have really thought about it that much at the time or
Yeah,
really realized it, but I think it was this. 'Cause like I started my first band when I was in 6th grade, when I was 12, and I was still with that band in 8th grade, and we would play whatever local venues that would have a middle school band play, and we would play with a lot of like high schoolers and older people. Even around that time, I think there was this kind of feeling that maybe I wanted to do it with my life, and especially with with my bandmates. Like I was in that band with one of my best friends. His name is Trevor. I could definitely tell with him he had that feeling of he wanted to do this, and I think even though I didn't quite realize it, I kind of had similar feelings at the time.
Cool. You man?
So I've wanted to be a lot of things. I remember in 6th grade, actually, I wanted to be a game designer at one point, and I downloaded this program that sort of like simplified code into pictures, so it was a little easier. But the theme in my life has been, I want to do that, and then I do it, and then I realize it's kind of hard.
Okay.
I remember in 8th grade, there was this moment where I really, really wanted to be a writer, but I didn't read very much, so that was one issue.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I started like writing a story. I don't really remember what it was about. It's probably like really sad and angsty.
Yeah, of course.
But then I realized I got to like page 3 and was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, too many pages left. I don't want to do this.
What am I gonna write?
Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing. You can roll into your next one. If you want to just grab your headphones, you can come right here and plug into this. Yeah, you can just. Then you can get there. You're watching Audiotree Live. We've been in the studio with Terra. You can check them out doing a few more dates on tour, Hickory Hills tomorrow, and then Rock Island and Champaign again in January. The new split with the 92's Rope Swing, their song on that is out. You can get it, and Full Length Daughter is still available. Look to the future for more music. Thank you guys very much for playing for us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks to awesome people in the studio and sound engineers, camera and lighting crew, making it look beautiful. And viewers, thanks for watching. You can support the band by downloading or streaming the session when it comes out in a couple of weeks, and send us a shout via social media to us or the band if you just want to connect. From all of us here at the Audiotree Studios, thanks for tuning in. Goodbye.